Okay, so this is more for the people that are going to be watching VODs than actually watching it live, but here we go. So I don't know who's on which team, but we got Rajek Donger, George P. Burdell, Goonball, and Chiostin versus Ward Turtle, Kiroshin, Gist, Ultimate Ace, and Micro Holmes. Yeah, so everyone's bailing, but I might as well just stream the other ones because I'm going to be up for a little bit here anyway. So away we go. As we watch these people run out of the map, we got Rajak on Mr. Nautilus, I think that's it, and Zero Donger on the Kazakhs, George P. Burdell playing the Zillion, Goonball on Twitch, Chiostin's on the Zyra, and Ward Turtle is playing Kled up top, Kirosin on the Ivern, Gist playing Ziggs, Ultimate Ace on Caitlyn, and Mycroft Holmes is on Nami, as we see a double team invade here, going back and forth. Each team trying to get out some good vision. Ivern's a definitely team that you want to set up the vision for your own jungle and for the enemy team. Just so you know where your jungler is going, where their jungler is going, so Ivern can go in and get that sneaky good steals. As now I think they've kind of caught on, as now Zyra's plants may give them away, the little seedlings, but we'll see what exactly happens. This can get really filthy here coming in level 1 if Ivern lands a Q, because then everyone can be jumping through, and Nautilus is going to maybe place a ward. No one has seen each other yet. This is crazy. If they go straight into the bush, we just can't have survived. We have some 5-on-3 action going on in the bush, and there's a 3-man mommy bubble with the bomb coming out. Not enough, as we see flashes coming out. Twitch is flashed over the wall, trying to get in on the Ivern. There's the exhaust coming down, and this is going to be a dead rat. That is 3 kills for the red team here as they get this game a-rolling. As we see Ward Turtle run back up towards the top half of the map here, and that was live action-packed level 1. Let's see here. Ziggs picked up a kill and 2 assists. Caitlyn picked up a kill and 2 assists. Nami picked up a kill and 2 assists. Ivern only 1 assist. Boo-hoo-hoo. Apparently, my mic is super loud. Sorry, Mr. Tree person. Mic person. Keep going. Why is my mic so loud? Is my mic? Oh, yeah, it's loud. As we see things go, and a little bit of action that we missed there. Of course, my mic was too loud. Super. I didn't get a chance to check my own personal mic before we got started. So Nautilus is in a really bad situation. We have flashes burned by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, and exhaust and ignite. So everyone is losing sums here, except for the top laners to make it back to lane. After this hard, the blue team here is really behind, as now Kazakhs jumps, does hit the blast pump, but runs straight into Nami, who's just straight for death here, as Caitlyn's going to try and lay down a little bit of poke damage. She gets chased out of the bot lane here, and now Ziggs and Zillion. Jeez, the Ziggs and Zillion bombs are being dropped on heads here, as we see Kled is being pushed in by that large wave clear that Nautilus brings to lane. Caitlyn's going to try and farm it up by her lonesome down in bot lane, while Nami had to back. So as both teams collapse, we look at the vision here coming in, as Kazakhs has tried to get in onto the Ivern jungle and make sure that everyone knows where the jungles are. That's really impactful, where the junglers are when they get into each other in this early part of the match, especially the way Ivern likes to counter jungle, and Kazakhs wants to get off and get kills. So we see Kled going in for some trades in onto the Nautilus. Is he going to be able to get the kill? If he gets Skarl back, that's going to be a dead. Doesn't even need it with the shotgun blast. That tanky tank man is dead to the crazy little Yordle with only 1 eye. really fast happened in 4 kills, and we're already in 4 minutes. They missed a great game, ladies and gentlemen. The casters decided to, well, I guess we just kind of picked the games at random. So I randomly, luckily, got this as Nautilus teleported back up top and is now going to try and fight, you know, the Yordle 1v1. Skled goes a run-in, but now here comes Ivern. Let's see if this will be set up for a nice gank, and this may be in trouble as Nautilus does hook to the wall here as the slow's going to come out for it, and I think Rajak is going to go down if Ivern and Kled goes in. One more shot, and Ivern drops with the tower shot, but Kled picks up a second kill with 2 assists and up 10 CS, and Nautilus has already burnt his teleport, so that large minion wave in this top wave is going to be absolutely destroyed up here as Nautilus is going to lose, it looks like 2 full waves as we get back to some of the other waves. So Kled already has a team mat and another along, so they're going to really be pushing this Nautilus in up a level as we see the bot lanes here. Twitch trying to catch back up and farm got some reprieve back when they were able to kill the Nami when Kha'Zix did the jungle invade. As ultimately just gets hit by a snare, but a bubble lands back down on the Chiosan and a trap. And that's a dead plant lady. Lots of action going on quick in this one. The only people not doing really anything is the bombings in mid lane here. It's like I just watched this match actually in the same thing. George B. Purdell versus Giss might as well be, you know, Gelati versus, I'm sorry, I don't know who was played in the last match, retired. And Nautilus is getting ganked yet again. This Kled is really, and Kled's going to be able to go untargetable here. Yep, there's Skarl. Is he going to get some help? Nope, Shotgun Blast, not enough as Kha'Zix shows up to steal away yet a kill with another isolation. Nice Q by Q Sheeran to get away to the minions and get safely back under tower as, you know, this Kha'Zix here there's a flash slow by George, and in double bombs misses. Ult comes out from Ziggs. One bomb comes out. There's another bomb. Takes down the Ziggs, as we've seen multiple times tonight. The Zillion get the better of Ziggs as we have Kled teleporting in on the top lane as Kha'Zix stuck around way too long. Flash coming out from the bug man there. So 4 to 7 kills. I don't even think we had this many kills in like the first 10 minutes of any of the other matches tonight, and we got it in less than 7 in this solo action coming out tonight. As we do see Mountain Drake is going to be the first one coming up here. Probably good for the sieging team of Caitlyn Ziggs to really get that for them, help them, you know, put that extra oomph on taking down the towers, whereas the blue side here doesn't want that to go down, and this direction camera is loving this top lane fight. I almost feel bad for Rajak right now, but I know he can handle it as War Turtle is just absolutely laying down the punishment up here in the top lane. As we look down here back to the bot lane, and this is the farming AD carries. Caitlyn is going to try and keep this pressure up here. The sustain with the Nami is probably going to be able to sustain a little bit longer. Has that BS sword to that Vamp Scepter, so really good situation down there as we see Kled going back in on the Nautilus. I don't know if Rajak has got a lot of experience going up against the Kled as we see Bear Trap and Rope is going to break for that final one. And it's not worth sticking around as Kled, while does have all this kills, only has 30 CS at 8 minutes. This is really bad as we see Kha'Zix now trying to get that isolation damage. There's the ult and the hit with the Kled, but Skarl, that untargetableness when, you know, Kled gets off of Skarl's really helped him so far in this match as we see Ziggs here. Maybe they do some counter action. So Ivern, Ziggs is going to probably be caught here by Zillion as we see we're going to get some bombs coming down here. No, just some coming out as, oh no. Kled's going to go down in the top lane. George is able to escape. Looks like Ivern was able to steal away a red buff and smite away some more camps. So a lot of action here as Ivern is now taking the early CS lead. We keep trying to go back from this bottom lane here as they're the only people actually doing a good job of CSing from their counterparts. The top laners aren't even at 40 CS and we're at 9 minutes. This is crazy ridiculous. Going on up there. As we take a breather and just sort of take in the situation here. It is 7-5 in kills, and the red team is, oh geez, another bubble lands in on, and there's the Ignite with the Nami ult, and the Caitlyn ult takes down the nice Q from Kirishira, is lands on the Twitch, but the invisibility in the flash is going to save that little rat's life. It should be set up for a nice tower here right at 10 minutes if they can get it. I don't know if they can. Daisy is here, though. She's going to be able to tank up a large percentage here to sustain through as Ziggs and Zillion fighting it back in the bot lane with the gank in from Kha'Zix, and down goes Ziggs. That isolation damage coming out from Kha'Zix, but like I said, first tower to the bot lane for the red team. Really extra strong, putting their gold lead even further up as they see they are almost up 2k, and they should be able to get nice setup on this dragon here. But with Ziggs being down for another 6 seconds, I don't know if they want to start it. They just set it. No, they get to go invisible, but you know, they do have Zillion here who can, you know, use his ult, as actually didn't use his ult, and that it was down during an earlier fight, and Kha'Zix is going to die for it as well. They did not wait for the Zillion ult to come back up off cooldown, so those 2 deaths definitely mean secure mountain for the red team. Let's see, we can just touch base on the actual individual gold leads, as all of those killing up in top lane actually hasn't really netted Kled that much of a gold advantage. The same within the jungle and in the mid lane. It's really looking like most of the advantage is coming off that Caitlyn, and in particular the Nami versus Zyra matchup, where a lot of that gold is happening for red in their advantage. Here, as we see, the junglers have picked up, or at least Kha'Zix has picked up his first item with the blue smite and the warrior enchant. As we see, Kha'Zix probably going to be going in for another gank here. There we go. And Ivern possibly going up top to gank up there. So we see Kha'Zix jump in with the isolation damage. Nice satchel charge by Ziggs to get separation there. So Kha'Zix couldn't come back in. Now Kha'Zix jumped in there with his leap. Wasn't able to jump again, as Ivern has been patiently waiting up in here. It's almost like he's a tree, guys. Oh, poor Rajek. And there's the ult coming out by the Nautilus, trying to get some escape, but here comes Daisy. She's going to have a knock up here, as Kled is going to be losing Scarl, but I don't think it's going to be enough, as slows come out, and there should be another Q coming out from, oh no, Daisy was not the one tanking it, somehow Kirishira, and here's the last one, as we're going to flip back down to bot lane here, as there's 4 men on this tower, going to finish it off, but no, here comes the Ziggs ult, and bombs go. Z, that's how you bomb minion waves, just like the way Zillion did. You know, you double them up, and you take out the whole wave. You don't just try and ult them from halfway across the map, because you don't kill them all that way anymore. As they do finish off tower, so we're 1 for 1 in tower kills. So with both the bottom towers pushed up, we'll see if they want to rotate this Caitlyn, who is 4-0-3, already has an IE, and already working on it as well. Twitch is still working on his Blade of the Rune King, and is, you know, get his Caitlyn to another lane so that she can start really sieging in, maybe into mid lane or up in top, just sort of trying to switch it out here, as we see Kled's coming back to top. And Nautilus, he's survived a little bit. He's picked up some counter kills in the engages, as we now see swap to mid, as that is Kha'Zix, who gets the Zillion treatment to stay alive, but the double bombs nearly take down Ziggs there. Oh, but right onto a trap. Headshot Q from this Caitlyn, and down goes Bugman, as we see now that Anchorman, here's the Kled ult, it's going to take him into him. Flash has to come out, as we see now Twitch coming out of invisibility, not enough to get in onto the Caitlyn, as Ivern is doing some nice peels. 1 bomb come out, not 2 bombs from the Zillion there, as we see everyone sort of split up. No one really wants to take this fight on full strength. As we see, there's a sweet hook coming out by the Ziggs, but that knocks Nautilus even further back, and I don't think he's going to survive that. Redemption is not going to be... Sorry, that's not Redemption. That's the whole Ziggs ult takes someone out, and their old Zyra's going to be almost finished. Bear Trap and Rope is going to keep Zillion in range. Flash from Kled is bloodthirsty. Now we have Daisy here tanking up the tower, as that is 4 kills, 3 of them going in onto this Kled, who is just getting much further ahead. This is a very fast, rapid-paced game coming down the mid lane here. I think they may be able to siege for tier 2. They do have Ziggs with the Satchel Charge and Caitlyn. Maybe not enough attack speed, but this tower is going to drop real fast. They didn't even use the Satchel Charge. As we see Kha'Zix trying to get maybe a little bit of Roman, trying to get some deep wards to see where the red team wants to set up after they back, as the red team does have better vision currently than the blue side, but the blue side vision is, you know, in particular to the bottom half of the map, but actually they do technically have the slightly better vision than the red team, but the red team is all right down the middle lane here. So with Dragon spawning in 1 minute and 40 seconds, I think this will look like the red team's next objective. And I want to say the red team is Team Rocket. Hopefully got that updated. So hey, they're pinging out the pink wards just like I pointed them out to everyone. So switch back to all vision there. So Nautilus is going to try to tank back up into this top lane. Interesting that they've not rotated Twitch up here, as Twitch has fallen pretty far behind this Caitlyn, even though only down about 5 CS. Caitlyn does have 5 kills and 5 assists, has finished the IE like we said, and has now got a Zeal prep for her next item, where Twitch still hasn't finished his first one. They put the Zillion down in the bottom lane. Need a little bit more time on that Rod of Ages for Zillion. About 5 more minutes. We'll have it completed in about 21 minutes. Not a terrible time for the Zillion on the Rod there, but not the most ideal. And we now see 3 men who are going to go into the top lane here. Nautilus is going to try and clear out the wave, uses the ult onto the Caitlyn, who was taking tower shots because she was the one who autoed it, but Kled and this Nami are going to finish off this tower, as we're going to swap back down the mid lane here, as Ziggs is throwing out the bombs, trying to take one out. The Zillion ult is going to keep the Kha'Zix alive, but more bombs coming out, plus Daisy, not enough to finish off the bug person, as we now see Kled ult. Where's he coming? There's his charge. This is going to be a dead plant lady. She gone. Caitlyn with yet another ult. There is just set up now for Dragon. Team Rocket or Red Team, hopefully I got the team's name right, are going to try and take this one out, as the double bombs coming out here. And that's the second Dragon of the match. Now 2 a Mountain and a air there coming for them. Fire Drake is the next one here at 17 minutes. They've now created a nice 5k gold lead for themselves. It's pretty much across the board here on where it is. For having had such a gold lead, you know, the blue team does have some opportunities to sort of stall it out a little bit, use a little bit more of those the Zillion bombs in the Nautilus wave clear, but it's all back. It's not a lot of outward pushing that they can do, especially against a hard sieging team. We have the Ziggs and the Caitlyn, who kind of want to sit in the back, and then sort of they can just push into a tower, and once they get to the tower, the blue side is going to have a really hard time pushing them off the tower. They're going to have to do a full engage with Nautilus going in there, getting a really good hook with a Zyra ult, and knocking a bunch of people up so Twitch can spray and pray, and Kha'Zix can hopefully jump to the back line and get some isolation damage off on the Ziggs or the Caitlyn and take one of them out of the fight. But the Ivern shields, the Nami disengage, and Kled just leading the charge before the blue team can get a perfect engage set up, because like I said, it's not a really easy engage that they have to use. It looks like they do want to try and set up for the Rift Scuttle here, as we as they come out, and I think this will be a pretty, I mean, they're just placing down some vision here. As Kha'Zix's down in the bottom wave, getting some farm. He's now up to 80 CS. He's basically caught up to his top laner in that realm, so he's trying to get whatever power he can as quickly as he can, as this game has progressed very rapidly compared to some of the other games that we've watched this evening. That is a lot of vision around the Baron pit, and now Kha'Zix is kind of caught off by himself, but he looks like he's just going to back safely here. He will catch sight of the little Yordle, but that's not going to matter as he just runs back into his own jungle. Nautilus is back in the top lane with a little bit of support from Zyra to try and push in and take that tower. Kled has collected the bottom wave here, is going to teleport up to top wave to teleport that as Kha'Zix jumps in onto the Ziggs, takes him down to a quarter health, not enough to actually finish him off though, as we now see Twitch and Zilean, and there's some flash ults, and there's some bombs coming out, and theirs goes down. Well, there goes two champions. Actually, Ziggs not going to go down. There's the Kled ult. He's coming in charge from the backside as we see Ivern. He's going to take out the Zilean. Nautilus is teleported in here as well, and Kled is getting in onto this Twitch. Not much room left for him. He's going to go down. Nautilus ult is going to come out and knock him up. Kha'Zix is going to try and finish off. It looks like dead. Go down to the little Yordle, and now Nautilus is trying to peel for the support, and this is not going very well. Kled with a nice dash, and the bear trap on a rope is going to finish off Zyra, and this has been a 4 for 1, and I don't know if bear trap and a rope is going to be up off of cooldown. Looks like it is, plus the Nami bubble as they just pile in. Kled has been knocked off of Scarl, but he's going to continue to engage on this. Not Zyra. Zilean is back up along with Twitch, so they probably should back off here. I guess Ward Turtle doesn't want to back off, and he does get the the double layer of CC, bear trap and rope, the hook shot, and the bubble coming out from Nami. Interesting reaction there between all of them. This Kled probably should back off here and just let the Ivern. I guess Ivern really can't take the Scuttle Crabs particularly fast, so he's probably going to try and save his Spitus. He's pinging out the blue buff, wants to hand that over to Ziggs, who does have half of a blue buff off of that last team fight. Got it from someone on the other side there. But the redemptions have now come down for Team Rocket, as they now have double redemptions, plus the shielding that comes out from Ivern, and the healing comes out from Nami. It's going to be really hard in these if they do get to long sustained team fights, because they do have all that extra healing and shielding. Whereas, once again, the composition for the blue side here of Zero Trick Ponies of getting in, there's the double bombs onto the Ivern, but look at those heals and shields, almost keeps them up alive, but not quite enough. But they burnt a lot to pick off the jungler here, and that's just going to delay the Team Rocket from pushing in, because Zero Trick Ponies can't really push against them in their situation. They may be able to go into take outer, but I don't know if that's going to be enough consolation prize, as setting up for this Baron is probably not the most ideal at 23 minutes. Oh, geez, Kha'Zix jumped in there, tries to get some isolation damage off. Not enough, as they were all clustered up. Zilean has to give them the speed away, as now it looks like Team Rocket is going to rush it down mid lane. They're going to run it down mid, as Twitch is trying to set up for a top push on the top wave here. And does take that one tower, but we're going to jump back down, as they now have first dibs here on this inhibitor tower, and this thing is dropping down fast between. There's the Nautilus ult coming out as we see this team fight engage. Ziggs has dropped already. Now Kha'Zix jumping in onto the back, but no isolation damage as Ivern shows up with Daisy. Kled's up in the front line, tanking up a lot of damage as the Zilean ult had to be used to keep him alive. Nice bolt from Nami comes out. There's Kled doing the charge, takes one down. great Q by Kiroshin onto the Twitch so he couldn't fully engage, as now we have Kled fighting the Nautilus and the Zillion in front of a tower. Skarl runs away into one of Ivern's bushes as Caitlyn is trying to focus in onto this inhibitors. They want to finish this out, so they see shields coming out as Kled not a chance to get back on the Skarl as Twitch is finally show back up. There's the Nami ult coming out, pushing them away as they're trying to get the disengage. Another Q by the Ivern lands on the Twitch yet again. One bomb comes out. I don't know if George is going to land two. There it is, two, and there's enough. Caitlyn's going to come back in with return auto attacks. Can she pick up 180 carry? Nami's going to try and heal up. Not enough heal from Nami. Twitch picks up another kill. Really good by Zero Trick Ponies at stopping that counter push. Zig's ult comes out, but not enough to take anyone out. And it looks like Zero Trick Ponies is going to start off onto this Baron. They're trying to force something here. I don't know if it's their best estimate. As we see Kled teleport in, and Ziggs is here as well. Ivern's not going to be able to make it here in time. As there's the Zyrol keeping these Ziggs away. As Zillion has used his ult on himself to keep himself alive. And Kled's going to try and face a 1v5 here. It's going to drop for his troubles. Not the wisest decision. As Zero Trick Ponies is now has brought the gold lead back to within under 5.5k, which is pretty miraculous considering they were down by a large substantial point. I think almost 5k at one point, maybe in the 6k range to Team Rocket. This Kirshen's going to go in onto the Dragon here while the blue team had backed up with the Baron buff. They now should be able to counter the hard sieging team from Team Rocket as George is just dropping some bombs. And Zillion spray and pray coming over the walls, going to take down Nami. And there's one redemption, two redemptions coming out. And there's going to be down goes Tree to Bug. Twitch looking to try and get a pick off on yet another champion. Now with the Baron buff, they're looking to be the siegers instead of the ones being sieged upon in this bottom wave. They should be able to get close enough here with the Canyon and take this tower that was chunked out earlier pretty much out. As I'm confused. Dragon, it does look like Team Rocket was able to get that Infernal Dragon as we see goes the Twitch to the Ziggs ult there, and here comes Kled. We're going to look for him charge as Kha'Zix gets over the wall. Nautilus is going to tank up the Kled ult as Kled, he's going to go right past as he flashed over the wall. Zyra trying to get off some peel as Kled is now stuck on the other side of the wall, and looks like the disengage from the blue team was successful. And they are still chasing as we get into here as 1-2 bombs go off. They weren't able to actually get the inhibitor, so we now have 2 open inhibitors. That means that a chaotic team fight with the right members up on either team right now could lead to not only an inhibitor taken, but maybe even a Nexus tower too, or maybe even to end the game. Kled's gone up top to collect some farm. Pretty decent job by these top laners to get their CS back up to the standard level of their teammates, considering how much fighting and chaotic it was up in the top half of the map early game and how low their CS was at that 10-minute mark. Both of them were like at under 50, which is pretty low considering it's normally a 1v1 lane up there. But that early invade from Zero Trick Ponies really set them behind, and they finally caught back up with some good team defense here in a good situation, and using the most of this Baron to hopefully siege down yet another tower. As we'll click on one of the Zillion here, it does look like they are nearly out of the Baron buff here. That probably should be good for one more minion wave after this. Oh no, as Kha'Zix gets caught by a Sheen and does able to jump to safety, so the Caitlyn ult does absolutely nothing. And here comes the last wave that's going to have Bower Baron and powered up as they do a full man team engage here, and the ult's coming out from both sides, and it looks like the Zilean ult is going to revive himself, and Kled is going to be able to take down the Twitch, and that's going to be dead Zilean. Caitlyn picked up a kill in there somewhere, and that's going to be an ace, ladies and gentlemen. And with 5 men down and 5 men up for Team Rocket, they should be able to push in here for the win. And Zilean, as he had to use his ult on himself, their engage was really strong, but right as the Baron empowered minions died is when that engage happened. It did not look like the strongest decision. They could have waited out maybe just a little bit longer, or they should have just backed off actually. And they were going into a team that was really good at sieging, and you know, the long range of Caitlyn and Ziggs in the back were able to finish it off, as Ivern and Kled did great job of disrupting in the front line, and Twitch got focused down, Zilean got focused down. Zilean had the ult himself. He wasn't able to ult Twitch or Kha'Zix, who wasn't able to jump to the back line and isolate anyone, which is their plan. And as much tankiness as Nautilus can provide, it just wasn't enough. So great job by Team Rocket in wrapping up this first game here. So we're just gonna jump straight to game 2 here. So we can get all of this out.